Hello, everyone. My name is Yung Lai Mei. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I mainly work with people on fear and anxiety. And today I'm very honored and I'm extremely happy because Ken Page, a very renowned psychotherapist and the author of a best-selling book, Deeper Dating, and my own mentor during the Deeper Dating course, is here with me today, and we're going to discuss how important it is to have a good relationship with yourself, and from that also create a good relationship with others. So welcome, Ken. I'm really, really thrilled that you're here today.
I'm so glad to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me, Laimei.
Thanks, Ken. And I'm really happy, Ken, because you changed my life for 360 degrees. I think the Deeper Dating course is so profound. There's so much wisdom in this course and the things I learned. And I was thinking, Ken, if someone is single and they're looking for a relationship, they first want to improve the relationship with themselves and then the relationship with others. What would you suggest them? What would
You
you
know,
tell them to do?
yeah, such a rich question, such an important question. And I think that there's a kind of back and forth motion uh, between self-love and relationships with other people. And specifically, there are things that we can do to really learn and deepen our self-love. And in doing that, we actually can change our attachment style and change our lives in really profound ways. But it's a two-way street. There's a synergy because um, what we don't realize, the thing that people don't teach us about self-love is that we won't just learn it through visualizing. We won't just learn it through changing the way we think. Those are all good things. But in the deepest way, the quickest and most powerful way is through relationships. And to have the people who know us and love us and know our foibles and our issues and the things we feel embarrassed about, who point out to us the beauty of our being, precisely in the places we may feel lost or bewildered or insecure. We need our community to mirror our gifts back to us. And then there's another relationship too. And it's actually our relationship to ourself, that it's not only that we just want to try to love ourselves more, it's that we want to learn to be more loving to ourselves. And we want to be able to develop a deep and rich, romantic and precious relationship with our deepest gifts. And that's the heart and the soul of really learning to love ourselves. And that's what the deeper dating process teaches us. It teaches us to go inside and find those places where we maybe we've told ourselves we're too sensitive, that things hurt us too much, or we're too intense, we are too passionate about things, or we're too fierce about telling the truth, or whatever number of our creativity is really strange or odd or different, or whatever the things are that have made us feel I don't quite fit in, or I'm different, or people have taken advantage of me here. Those places point to what I call our core gifts, which are the most treasured parts of our being. And the greatest act of self-love we could do is to reclaim those parts of ourselves and name them and find their genius and their beauty. You know, Edward Hallowell, who's a brilliant, brilliant theoretician, it speaks a lot about ADHD. He says the child that needs your love is not the child you think you're supposed to have. It's the child who's right in front of you. And the person who needs our love is not the person we think we're supposed to be. It's the person who we truly are. And that act of self-love changes our relationships. It changes our lives. It changes everything from the inside out. So it's the key to deeper intimacy.
Mm, mm, mm. How interesting, Ken. And I'm hearing you, right? The first thing that you said, like it's really about belonging, connecting with people, because of course we need to belong. We want to have a community, right? But then also the next thing, and I remember this as an extremely interesting experience for myself when I was in the deeper dating course, discovering these core gifts
Yes.
leading to being your authentic self, these
Yeah.
gifts that you always thought, like you mentioned, the sensitivity, the things you never wanted to feel, you just wanted to push them away. But then through your work, really seeing like, oh wow, this is really one of my talents, and starting to accept yourself. Yeah, I remember that. That was a beautiful experience. So do you think, Ken, that by kind of deeper dating yourself, by becoming more aware of these deeper gifts, these core gifts that you have, from that base, can you start to develop healthier relationships with others? What's your opinion?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely the key. You're exactly right. So when we do this, there's a wonderful poem. I don't remember all of it, but it says something like, "We have not yet found clothes that fit like the air, or shoes that fit like the sand. There is much to be done." And so much of what works in life is when we hold ourselves in the right way, when we learn to hold our inner being in the right way. And when we don't do that, we experience anxiety, pain, anger, self-loathing, lots of different things. When we learn to hold these deepest treasures of our being with tenderness and care and dignity, then
Mm,
we're holding ourselves right. And when we do that, lots of things happen. We're
mm,
less willing to tolerate abuse.
mm,
When things don't feel right, we sense it and we pick it up. We also
mm,
are connected to an innate sense of joy and generosity of spirit that just comes when finally our real inner self is allowed to come out and play and live in the world. And
mm,
I remember your work in the course, and just how intrepid you were about all of these steps, and how fierce and how deeply you lived them, and just the joy of watching the ways in which you continued to blossom in your life. See, doing that was a joy to see. And yes, that's what happens for people. Our attractions change, the way we relate to the people in our lives change. All these things change when we
mm.
learn to hold the treasure of our most authentic self with honor and dignity and delight.
Completely. Yeah, anxiety, fear starts to fade because the things you're most scared of, when you start to put them out. And I remember my own experience and process during the deeper dating, starting to use your voice, starting to speak up, using your sensitivity and intuition really as a core gift, and not like, oh, that's weird, I don't want to feel that. That makes an immense shift. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Beautiful.
yeah, and you brought up a really good point there, and that point is that how not doing that fuels anxiety.
Mm,
And because of your expertise in working with anxiety, I'm so excited to see this new kind of hybrid that you're creating of this
mm,
core gift work and a specialization in anxiety, because I think that's something the world really needs.
mm. So true, because I've suffered more than 20 years with anxiety, and
Mm.
coming from a family which is filled with anxiety. It's there's so much anxiety, and there's so much to be done about, because if you befriend anxiety, if you learn the tools how to manage anxiety, a whole new world goes open. It's kind of, it completely relates, like learning your core gifts, a whole new world goes open. And what
Mhm.
I really want to create, Ken, is um, this combination of my hypnotherapy, changing self-limiting beliefs, changing destructive patterns, and really constructing healthy relationships. And that was my gift from the work I did with you, from having
Uh,
almost a broken marriage, uh, very unhealthy relationships, really shifting in just a year time,
Mm.
shifting in a marriage where there was reciprocity, where we could speak up, going to healthier relationships, and also deleting some of these unhealthy relationships were just not sustainable. So
Yes.
yeah, I hope to achieve this with the program that I'm making, like my hypnotherapy, and really bringing people back, regressing them to patterns that they don't need anymore, and then using your work, really learning, teaching them the techniques, like from the core gifts, the inner mentor process.
Mhm.
That would be beautiful. That would really be beautiful. Yeah,
Very exciting. Very exciting. And I
yeah.
just want to say that there is a quality of integrity about you, integrity, personal power, and also kindness that I think really come through. And so I'm excited to see the work you're going to be doing.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very passionate about my work. I remember one of the processes, and I would like you to talk a little bit about this, because up till now, and I think it's a year and a half or almost 2 years that passed since we worked together, I still use it, and that's the inner mentor process.
Oh,
That
yes.
was that's so powerful, so amazing. Would you like to share a little bit about this, Ken?
I'd love to. I'd love to share what the process is, and I'd love to lead your viewers in it as well so that they could learn this process at the
Yeah.
same time. And just to say that on my Deeper Dating podcast, I think it's episode 3 or 5, I do a complete episode of training and explanation of that. So um, that's available too if people want that. Unfortunately, it's not in my book, Deeper Dating, because I hadn't developed it yet by then. But it is in my online Deeper Dating course, and it is in my podcast. But so,
Okay.
um, yeah, so just to explain what it is. Um, all of us know, and the research shows, that in an area where there's a learning curve, where we have to really grow new sets of skills, one of the best ways, if not the best way to do that, is through the help of a mentor. Because
Mm,
that's someone who's been through the journey and can guide us. That's what a deeper dating mentor is, which you are. Someone who's been through this journey and, has that skill set to guide other people. Um,
mhm,
so the role of a mentor is a huge one, and we learn best through relationships. And the
mm,
research also shows that when we're in a sticky spot, when we're stuck with and wrestling with old habits that aren't going away, the best way to address that, the wisest, best, and most successful way to address that is to have a template, like a set of guidance and instructions that are wise and make sense and help
mm,
walk you into a different set of patterns
mm,
and a relationship or relationships where you can fail again and again and again and then rewire at those points and learn new lessons. That's what's called characterological change, the really deep,
mm,
deep, what they call the hard work miracle.
mm,
So you have that mentor right inside you right now. And there's a
mhm,
process that you can do that can help you access that inner mentor. And you can do it at the drop of a hat. And it's just amazing how quickly this works. And what's also amazing, and when you try this, everyone, you're going to love it because you will notice that no matter how bad a critical inner voice you have, and I have a real critical inner voice, no matter how bad it
oh,
is.
really?
Yes, yes. So, and I guess that's probably really connected to anxiety as well as a critical
Mm,
inner voice.
mm,
Um, but no matter how bad your critical inner voice is, this will bypass it. So you'll see in a moment.
mm,
So I do this process every day and I
mm,
write down what my inner mentor tells me, and that becomes my daily meditation. And it's
mm,
better than any daily meditation book I ever found because it is resonant with wisdom and with knowledge of who I really am, because it comes from the best part of me. The
Mm,
last thing I'm going to say about that is if there's a journey you need to take in terms of growth, the wisest way to do it is not by starting where you are and banging into wall after wall of trial and error. The best way, although of course that does have to happen to some degree, but the best way is to go to the place where you dream of being, the you that you're meant to be, to enter into that zone and to call out directions to the you of today, like
mm,
someone trapped in a cave or trapped under rocks, and people have a loudspeaker and they can see where they are and they call out directions. Walk this way, now walk this way. That's what we get to do for ourselves, and that's what you're going to do right now, everyone, in this inner mentor process. And you'll be
mm,
able to do it at some point so quickly that it'll
mm,
just take you 30 seconds to a minute. And I would not be in the marriage I'm in if it wasn't for my inner mentor process, because my inner mentor told me where to go and what to do and what not to do in very specific
mm,
ways. So
mm.
that's a really exciting thing. So with your permission, I'm going to lead everybody in it now.
Yeah, wonderful. You can also lead me. I love it.
Oh, good, good, good. I will. I
It's
will.
wonderful. I'll close my
Okay.
eyes and I'll be guided, and everyone else on this who's looking to this video too.
Beautiful. Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody just close your eyes and just take a minute or two, take a breath or two to relax. Later, when you do this, you'll be able to do it quicker, but I'll do a little bit of a slower, richer process. Yeah, so just get comfortable and just relax. And I'm going to ask you to go back to just a few really nice memories. I'd like you to think about a time that you felt really comfortable in your own skin. Time you felt really relaxed and safe and good. Any time at all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the perfect time, just any time. When you felt really comfortable in your own skin, really safe, nourished, nurtured, and relaxed. Just remember that time, how nice that was, where you were, how it felt to be that easeful inside yourself, how great that felt, how right that felt. And just remember that. You don't have to remember it perfectly. Just even if you have wisps of memory, that's good enough. Just enjoy the ripples of that memory. You don't need to force anything. Good, good. And just let yourself remember how that felt and how you felt. Like that stream of good feeling. Just remember it in a general way. And just kind of keep that in your heart and just kind of feel the ripples. Good. And remember, the key is that you don't have to build it up or make it perfect. If you just do this lightly and just feel those breezes of good feeling every now and then and hold those and enjoy those when they come, that's good enough visualization. Okay, now I want you to remember a time that you felt really loved and loving. But I want it to be with someone who, to this day, you still feel a real trust with. So, not someone who you feel like, kind of really hurt you or betrayed you. Someone who, to this day, you feel like this is like a really good, caring relationship, even if that person is no longer alive. And just remember this one time when there was just this beautiful flow of love back and forth, and you felt a lot of love in your heart. And just remember that wonderful feeling of love, of being loved and loving someone, and that mutuality that feels so beautiful. And remember what it's like when you allow yourself to feel all the love that's in your heart. When you feel safe enough, when things feel safe enough, and that love can kind of burst through, burst forth. Maybe it's with your children, maybe it's with a grandparent, maybe it's with a partner, it could even be with a pet. But just remember that fabulous, wonderful feeling. And how that tastes, how that feels. And just feel the ripples of that. We're just going to do one more memory. I'd like you to remember a time that you felt like, in a very good way, a peaceful way, you felt empowered. Like, I can be me in the world. I can really be me. Maybe you accomplished something really that meant a lot to you, that was hard to achieve. Or you spoke truth that was hard to speak and it was received beautifully, but you had that good feeling of personal empowerment. Just remember how that feels. Just be with that memory. Good. And now just hold those memories, feeling good in your own skin, feeling like this flow of love. And feeling this sense of empowerment, and I can accomplish things and do things and create things, and hold all of those together to your heart like in a big beautiful bundle for a moment. Just hold them close like you were hugging someone you loved. And just let that be, let that ripple. And now we're gonna have some fun here. Not that that wasn't fun, that part was fun, but now I want you to picture an older, wiser version, a more evolved version of you that lives that stuff, that's brave enough and self-loving enough and to live these things fully. Like, this is the you you're meant to be, the you that feels empowerment, the you that lets yourself feel good in your own skin, the you that is allowing this love that's inside of you to burst forth. Imagine, you don't have to earn it, you don't have to be there. Just imagine that more evolved you, the you you're meant to be. This you is on the other side of any of your inner glass ceilings. It's a you that is just fully the heart of you. Just imagine that you, this evolved you. And what does this person's face reflect? Look at the eyes of this person. These eyes that have empowerment and peace and love. You're living, you're brave enough to stand in the essence of you. And how delicious that is. And now I want you to just imagine, it's just an imagination, jump in and be that you. Put yourself right into the stream of that wonderful you. It's just an imagination. Just imagine it. On one level, it's an imagination, and on another level, it's you. You know what this tastes like. You know what this you feels like. You've had moments, you've had glimpses. So just in a gentle, non-pressured way, easefully, just let yourself dream of standing inside that you that you're meant to be. And the amazingness of that you. And from this sweet, sweet place, this amazing, amazing place, look at the you of today sitting here right now, watching this recording. Look at the you of today and think, what directions, what guidance do I want to call out at this moment? What does that me of today most need to hear? What are the words I most want to say to the me of today from this place of being all of me? And you can pause the recording and write down your response. If nobody's around, you can speak the words out loud, or you can just think them. but take a minute to do that from this wonderful place. What words come? Let yourself be surprised. See what forms, and do that now. Good. And now, as this you, this inner mentor you, this you that is like essence of true you, imagine opening your arms and calling the you of today into your arms, and bringing the you of today into your arms and holding that you. And now this is fabulous because you're the you of today and the you you're meant to be, and you're hugging and being hugged all at the same time. It's this beautiful feeling, this beautiful relationship that's going to serve you for the rest of your life, because you can go back here any time you want. And just imagine taking the message that you got and living it fully, because that is your next step in your love journey. That is your next step in your life journey. And it's going to make you the most amazing you if you could just take that message and love it and really try to live it. You can do this every day, and you'll have a new wisdom meditation. So just hold the feeling of that to your heart, the message that you got. Just let yourself love that message. And then slowly come back and open your eyes. And that's the process.
This is amazing, Ken. This is
Mm,
this is really amazing. I think for everyone who had this experience of listening to the mental process, and it's very hypnotic to me. While you're talking, it's to me it's pure hypnosis.
oh,
You
wow.
go, yeah, you go back to these memories, and you feel, you really feel your body, right? And the basis of hypnosis is you see the images, and you feel it, you hear the words, right? And that becomes your reality. So
Oh,
seeing
wonderful.
yourself, yeah, seeing yourself, it's so empowering, so
Yeah,
empowering.
it's so empowering and it's so easeful, and it just helps so much. That's very exciting to think of you using real hypnotherapy techniques to even deepen that inner mentor experience. I'd love
Mm,
to hear more about that as you do that. And
mm,
as you said, this is the basis of self-love, and this is the basis of love. Because what you're doing, this is the really cool thing. Every time you do this, you will develop a love relationship and a deeper, easier stream of connection with this voice of wisdom, number one. And number two, every time you do it, you move a step closer to becoming that person. So you can have a
mm,
daily love relationship with this wise, empowered, no messing around, full-hearted, true, self-dignifying, loving you. Yeah.
so true, Ken, because you feel it, right? It's not like I'm
Right.
set my objective to love myself, to do lots of self-care,
Right.
because it's just there somewhere. But doing this process, and also some of the other techniques that you teach in the book, you feel it, and it becomes real. So it
Yes.
becomes really achievable.
It does.
Beautiful.
And I really can't tell you how many people respond to my book, my podcast, with messages of, this has truly, truly changed my life. Not only help me look for love and find love, but to love myself.
Mm.
So, the messages are so beautiful and so moving. So I love that you're putting this concept of self-love so much in the center.
Mm, yeah, because combining the two, I think it's really possible to not only love yourself, but allow yourself to be your authentic self, to be your real self, the person you always wanted to be, to really believe in yourself, and also to have these healthy relationships that you can be yourself with the persons you love.
That's
That's
right.
amazing. Isn't that what we all want?
That's right. And without that, we won't be able to have those relationships or find them or attract them or be attracted to them or sustain them. So yes, so true.
Completely, completely. So thank you so much, Ken. Is there something else you would like to say for people who are thinking about following the course that I'm going to propose to the people? Is there anything that you would like to share about the deeper dating course?
Well, what I would say is I would just say that your presence evokes trust, a sense of connection to wisdom, so much so I just really encourage people to sign up for this, to do it, and to follow this journey that you've gotten a taste of today.
Thank you so much, Ken. And in fact, there's a whole new world that goes open, right? I had the experience with you, and I'm very grateful that I can share this with people. So
Mm.
this, your work has changed my life. So I'm sure all the people who want to follow the course in a group setting, which is very, very powerful. It's the same that we did in your course. So I'm very, very grateful that that you changed my life, and that you're going to change a lot of people's lives together with my work.
Thank you so much, Lemay, and I look forward to hearing as this work develops.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.